Welcome back to Noob Talk. E3's just about been done now. I've been watching all the conferences. My name's Liban. I'm back here again with Saf.
What's up, guys?
A lot of game announcements, a lot of game trailers, a lot of things happened in just a couple of days.
Oh yeah, cram-packed full of action.
Cram-packed. I mean, I pretty much watched all of it. I know you didn't manage to catch most of it, but you caught what matters, I think.
Yeah, so what I did was, instead of watching all of it, I let you do that hard bit, and I just went through some of the trailers that I wanted to see. So just the games that I was personally anticipating.
To be honest, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. So this is going to be really simple. It's going to talk about our highlights of E3, the games we really enjoyed seeing. Again, there was a lot that happened. I think for me personally, since I saw most of it, I'd probably have a lot of choices, but in this case, let's stick to three.
Is that 3 picks for the best games of the show?
Yeah, so 3 picks for the games of the show that you thought, I won it. You know, it could be any of the games. So why don't you start things off for us? Which games caught your eye? It doesn't have to be, it could be in any order.
Okay, I'm just going to start off with obviously what had the most amount of footage shown, which was Breath of the Wild.
So good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that was probably Game of the Show, simply because there was many minutes of footage revealed to the public, and also there was a lot of revolutionary ideas for the franchise.
I find it funny you say revolutionary ideas. I feel like they've just finally come into the welcome to the RPG world.
Oh right, yeah. Like you're in the modern world now, guys. Yeah. You're in the modern world. No, I completely actually agree. To me, when I first looked at the UI, I was like, what's Destiny doing in Zelda? What's going on here? Why are there stats on the items? Why are there stats on the armor? Fair enough, but you know, we're still locked to Link. It's still Link, right? And we're still probably gonna have our usual going through these fancy dungeons and solving these puzzles. But I just love the fact that it's much more accessible now. And by accessible, I mean you can access every single area that you can see. Like you can climb rocks, which was never a possibility. Yeah. It's one of those things. But yeah, it looks like they're heading into a good direction. So I'll have to go with that first. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, do you know what? Pretty much. Ain't no secret. I'm a big Zelda fan. I like how they're going outside their comfort zone now. You know, you've seen the entire thing from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, you wake up and you get chucked out, and that's it. You figure everything out for yourself. It's really sick. Yeah. I think that is really amazing.
I mean, that's the key unique selling point of Zelda, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you're supposed to explore this world, and that's the vision that Miyamoto had when he designed the first Zelda. It was, I want the player to explore the world and find out things by themselves, and it seems he's going back to those roots and getting the player to do the hard work.
Yeah. Also, they did mention that while it looked really sparse, it's not the case. They took all the towns and everything out for the sake of the E3 demo, so none of the story elements were spoiled.
Oh wow. So yes. That was just free roam, guys.
That was literally just free.
Literally just going around and finding things.
Game number two.
Game number 2. That's a good question. It's probably going to become subjective now. Like, no, this is my opinion. But I'm gonna have to say that some of the indie titles were good, but that's not my pick. They're just worth a mention right now because they should be high up there. You know, prop to the independent developers, and obviously there's a big push in the indie community. But
big push, yeah.
Second, I'm gonna let you take this one first, actually.
Okay, all right. We already did Zelda. We agree on that.
Yeah,
that was our first picks. For a second pick, you know what? There were so many good games that I would have loved to have tried out. I think it would have to be a game that was shown during the Microsoft conference, We Happy Few. So imagine...
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, imagine... Yeah, so it had a real Bioshock
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah,
no,
and that was creepy as hell. And I thought that was amazing. It's like once he was off the drugs, and then being the pinata, that was nuts.
Just to review, or just to make sure we're on the same page here, we're talking about the game where everyone was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And seems to be under the influence of narcotics.
Yeah.
Where they're being manipulated into thinking that the world is a happy place.
That everything's perfect.
Yeah. Whereas the pinata is really a rat. Is that right?
Yeah. The pinata. That was. Oh gosh, that was
wow.
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, that was wow. What a hook, right?
I did not expect
awesome
that
concept.
Yeah. There's like, oh, you're off your joy. He's not happy anymore.
Get it.
He's a downer. I like it.
He's a downer. That's brilliant. Yeah, it gives off a really. I mean, the style of the art style is quite this mix of Dishonored and Bioshock. It seems to be like it's in Bethesda's fault. Is it made by Bethesda? I'm not sure.
I think it's an indie studio. I don't think
it's an indie studio, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't have anything to do with it, Bethesda.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough. It's a cool looking game regardless, and yeah, that's probably. Ooh, now you've put me in a hard spot.
Yeah, so, I mean that would be a pick for me. You know, if that would be the second game I would pick is We Happy Few, because of how the way it was presented and how different it was at that time.
Yeah,
it's like I want to play that. Yeah, I really want to play that.
The concept is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna counter you with something I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah,
which is Final Fantasy 15.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if it's a respectable choice because it's been in the cards for a few years now, but yeah, you know, it's a game that's starting to look better and better the closer we get to the release date. So
yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, about Final Fantasy, a lot of it was shown before E3 even came around.
Yeah.
So
but there was a demo. There was another demo.
Yeah.
Showcasing the graphics engine and showcasing a little bit of the story, the new summoning system, which looks awesome.
It looks amazing, yeah.
And you know, but there's been more content. There's like a flying car video now. And there's a couple of things going on.
Yeah,
but
you could crash airships.
It's amazing. Yeah, yeah. So
also, one thing that was mentioned about 15 in the Sony conference that you missed is that
damn it,
they're adding VR to it as well.
Yeah, so one of the characters, Proton?
Is it Proton?
Pronto.
Is one of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has like a VR headset on in game, and you can just be in the first person kind of.
I mean, what do you think of that? I didn't like it.
I think they're just trying to market the. Well, what am I talking about? I know they're trying to market it.
Yeah.
They have to put it in
many
new releases in order to sell the system. Whether they're going to support it later on in development or not, that's up to them. But for now, need to push as many units as they can, and obviously without units we're looking at a Wii U kind of result where
you don't want a Wii U result. You don't want a Wii U result. Oh my.
Right, third pick.
All right, I think I'll let you start this one.
I probably should. Right, I am going to go with Forza Horizon 3.
Do you know what? That actually looked really good. That's a very respectable pick, in my opinion. That looked like a really good.
Very much good, sir.
That looked like I really actually wanted to try that out. But,
no, it does look amazing.
Yeah,
it does look amazing, and it's the Horizon series.
Australia, they set it in, yeah.
So the Horizon series, it looks like a current trend actually. Now that I think about it, in this year's E3, like freedom of exploration and just tapping into the limits of our current consoles and just making these games humongous in scale, which is really cool too. But yeah, Forza looks good. Probably gonna play really well, and obviously the online element. I mean, Forza's up there with Monster Hunter Generations for me. It's a split pick. But what about you?
Oh no, that's cool. As I said before, I saw a lot of the trailers. This is gonna be really tough. If I were to pick between Tekken 7 or I thought Days Gone was interesting, or any of the other games, I think one of the ones that did stand out for me from the get-go, it would have to be the new God of War.
Ooh,
it would have to be the new God of War.
How did that slip my mind?
Yeah, it would have to be the new God of War. Now we know I've not played a God of War, but when I saw that, I was like,
that was actually borderline Naughty Dog storytelling.
Yeah, that Seriously. Was really good, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's wow. How could I have missed that? Yeah, but Wow, what a choice! What a pick! Your picks definitely would.
Yeah, I mean combat,
just simply because you mentioned
environment, graphics. They just had it all. It was amazing, and it's a new. I don't know what they're doing continuity wise.
Yeah.
But as they like kind of mentioned in the trailer,
the narrative,
in terms of narrative, yeah. They just mentioned in the trailer that it's a
mythology.
Yeah, it's a new beginning. So that's why it hasn't got a numbered title.
And yeah, the patterns on his body seem to be very, very similar. So I'm sure there's going to be something that links the two Kratoses together. If this new protagonist is called Kratos, then there's going to be something that links them together. Also, did you notice the RPG elements? So like the stat ups.
Yeah.
So that's different from a normal God of War. So in the previous God of Wars, you'd collect red orbs and you'd eventually level up your skills, a la Devil May Cry or something like that. So it was an action game. Now it seems like they're going for a bit more of a stat up your character and get different armor. I think again, current trends, it looks like everyone's doing it. So yeah, it should be interesting though. And that storytelling.
We'll see what happens with that. He has a little boy with him now.
I'm sure they're trying to compete with Naughty Dog, if anyone can at this point. But yeah, wow, absolutely amazing.
All right, well, just to wrap things up, some other respectable mentions. Obviously, I said Tekken 7.
Yeah.
Tekken 7. I was gonna say Horizon Zero Dawn. That looked really nice. The gameplay they showed off.
I just want to put in there Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2.
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Do you know what? We could just mention all the games. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man looks awesome. It looks like they're going back to the Spider-Man 2 roots, which is pretty cool.
So good. So good. Do you know what? I think overall it was a pretty successful E3.
Oh yeah, I think it wasn't a downer for sure. It wasn't
a downer. Oh, take some joy. He doesn't take any. He's a downer.
It wasn't a downer. It wasn't a downer. So pretty successful E3. Lots of hardware shown this time around. Lots and lots of hardware. We've got a new Xbox coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of VR headsets. And no mention of the PS4.5K, although they did say they weren't going to.
Do you know what? The way their conference went, they didn't really even need to say anything about it. Yeah. They were just going games. And it was like, it was amazing.
Quick question just before we sign off.
Go for it.
Did they release any new Vita games? Or is my console still
Unfortunately for you, Saf, not a single thing was said about the Vita. Not even like in passing. Like even if they did the introductory like speech, the PlayStation 4 or this, nothing with the Vita.
Well, that just goes to show never buy a portable console.
But then again,
of Japan.
Their focus was on the VR anyway. So that it's how that's going to come out in October.
Right.
And a lot of the games they mention now are not going to be seen until 2017 anyway. So.
Oh, well, it's been a great E3, guys, and we hope you enjoyed it too. But what about you guys? We'd love to hear what you have to say about this E3.
Let us know what your picks were. Do you agree with what we said, or do you think we don't know what we're talking about?
Because this is Noob Talk.
Because we're allowed. Because it's Noob Talk. As always, like the video, comment,
and subscribe.
And subscribe to the channel. Yeah, do it now. The button's right there. It's close by. It's easy. It doesn't take much energy. If you don't want to click on that button, click on the button in the video that I'll make available as well.
This is Saf signing off.
This is Liban signing off, and until next time, stay free, you noobs.